Hi, Bo Pilgrim here with Reed Insurance. I want to talk to you today about the differences between a dwelling policy and a homeowner policy. Now, we in the insurance world, we throw around a lot of different terms about insurance and different things that sometimes don't really mean a lot to you. Some of those terms are DWG1 or DWG2 or 3, or also a HO3 or HO5. What we're going to talk about today is a homeowner policy or a dwelling policy that would be on the home that you live in. We're not talking about condos, we're not talking about apartments or a house that you rent. This is where you actually own the structure that you live in. So on those, typically the best option for you typically is going to be a homeowner policy. But there are some scenarios where a dwelling policy may be the option that we'll need to choose. So let me tell you the differences, and then I'll tell you where they're typically more applied. A homeowner policy is going to be kind of like a bundled policy where we look at the house, we see what the replacement cost is going to be on the house, how much it'll cost to rebuild it or replace it, and then we will then it will automatically add in the other coverages such as contents and other structures, and also additional living expenses. And each one of these are going to be a percentage based off of that limit on the house itself. Now, these policies will also automatically include liability and medical payments coverage. Now, the difference in that and a dwelling policy is a dwelling policy is going to offer all these coverages on an a la carte basis, meaning that each and every one of the coverages that you want, as well as also the limits, you have to pick. You have to pick each and every one of the limits, each and every one of the coverages, and then pay a premium for each and every one of those coverages. The same thing with liability and medical payments. You have to add those and then you will pay a premium charge for those. Now, both of those are good policies. Don't misunderstand. But typically the premium on that homeowner policy is going to be much less than it is on that dwelling policy. Another thing is that there's also a lot of different enhancements that we can get on a homeowner policy that just aren't available on a dwelling. For instance, typically you can't get seepage and leakage on a dwelling policy. You can't typically get where you can schedule different things such as maybe jewelry or furs or guns or silverware or different things like that. You can't typically schedule that on a dwelling policy like you can on a homeowner. Another thing is additional enhancements to liability. Let's say that someone said that you caused them some sort of harm by saying something about them on social media. They said that you libeled, you committed libel against them, or you slandered them on maybe say Facebook. The typical homeowner doesn't include that, nor does the dwelling. However, the homeowner can typically be endorsed to include that for really not much money. It's called personal injury coverage. Another difference between the two of them is typically you can get replacement costs on your contents on a homeowner, whereas on a dwelling, you may or may not be able to get that. Now, understand there are some scenarios where a dwelling policy is the better option, or maybe even the only option. Some of those instances are maybe you inherited or purchased a home that's got some renovations that need to be done to it. Typically, we can write a dwelling policy on one of these, or provide you with a dwelling policy, and endorse it with a renovation endorsement. Whereas on a homeowner policy, you may not be able to do that. It may be a home that you've just acquired or that you're wanting to sell or something like that, and it's going to be vacant for a period of time. There's certain exclusions underneath a homeowner policy that you could add an endorsement underneath a dwelling policy that would still give you adequate coverage. And many times a homeowner carrier or a homeowner insurance company is not going to provide you with a homeowner policy in those situations, whereas you can get that with a dwelling policy. Now, both of those, again, like I said, are perfectly good policies, but just depending on your scenario, you may need one versus the other, or one may be a better option versus the other. The most important thing for you to do is to talk with your insurance agent and just ask them what you have, and then make sure that you have the best scenario for you. Now, of course, as always, you can always reach out to us at Reed Insurance. We'd be glad to review your policy, tell you what is the best option for you, and make sure that you understand why it's the best option for you. Part of our core system is that we want to make sure that you understand what it is that you're buying, and you feel good about the decision that you're making and the purchase you're making. So reach out to us at Reed Insurance. You just Google us, Reed Insurance, in Vidalia, Louisiana. Also, you can search for us on Facebook, on Twitter, LinkedIn, and many other avenues out there on social media. And of course, you also can just go straight to our website at www.readinsla.com. And feel free to reach out to us. We'd be glad to take a look at your insurance coverages and provide you with an insurance proposal based off the needs that you have, and make sure that you're getting the best deal that you can for the coverages that you need. So, hope you have a good day, and thank you for watching.